Today's vlog episode is dedicated to our very special fur babies, and we are going to be treating them by making some really yummy doggy biscuits. It seems my assistant has become a little lazy. Now what I'm going to do is let these cool off and then I can treat my boy. My name's Taryn and I'm a professional baker from South Africa. I've baked some crazy, weird and wonderful cakes in my time, and now I hope to pass those skills on to you as I bake, make and create with the Supermoms Club. Welcome to episode number 7. Now today I am breaking all of my usual professional baking rules by allowing this very special guest into my kitchen. This is Jack, my beautiful German Shepherd, and today's vlog episode is dedicated to our very special fur babies, and we are going to be treating them by making some really yummy doggy biscuits. I think my sidekick may be slightly camera shy. Today's recipe has just 5 ingredients. It is so easy to make. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to make the dough, and the reward really is seeing their faces when you give them these biscuits. They are just really such lovely treats, and it's so nice to show just that little bit of extra love. So for this recipe you will need a cup of flour, 80 grams of butter, a third of a cup of dried meat like Biltong or Jerky, a teaspoon of beef spread like Bovril or Vegemite, and an egg. So what we are going to do is start by turning the oven on to 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so now we are going to add our flour into a mixing bowl. And then you can add your butter and gently rub it into the flour until it makes a flaky dough. It seems my assistant has become a little lazy. He is lying very comfortably on the floor next to me. So next we are going to be adding our dried meat. So this can be anything from biltong to beef jerky, Cabanossi, whatever your dog prefers. So today I am using some droëwors, which I have broken up into some very small pieces, which will kind of make a lovely mix inside these biscuits. So you can go ahead and add that. And then you can add your beef spread. If you don't have beef spread in your country, you can use either salt, so just a half a teaspoon of salt, or you can use a half a beef stock cube. And then lastly, you can add in your egg. Now, before I start mixing the dough, I like to use just a normal butter knife and then cut the ingredients together to combine it so that you don't have to get that raw egg all over your hands before the dough has come together. And then you can get your hands in and squeeze it through your fingers until your dough becomes uniform in colour. Alright, so next we are going to be greasing our pan. So you can just put a bit of butter on some greaseproof paper and then rub it over your sheet. And then you can add just a sprinkling of flour over the top and then gently tap it until your flour has coated your baking sheet. And now we can form our dough into biscuits. Now you can decide what you prefer for your doggy. You can either roll out the dough and then using a cookie cutter you can cut whatever shapes you would like. Otherwise, what I do and I find is really the quickest and easiest is to place just a tablespoon of dough onto your baking sheet and then press it flat using a fork. And now they can go into the oven for 13 to 15 minutes until they are nice and golden on top. A very well guarded oven. Don't they look yummy? The smell of these yummy doggy biscuits has got Jack back on his feet. So what is really fantastic about this recipe is that it can store in an airtight container for 2 weeks. You can also make a double batch and then store your extra batch in the freezer and then haul it out mid-month. Now what I'm going to do is let these cool off and then I can treat my boy. Let me know in the comments below what your dog breed is, and I hope that they will enjoy these biscuits as much as my Jack does. In next week's episode, the best chocolate truffles you will ever taste. If you liked this episode, hit the like button and remember to subscribe to see more videos.